Now let's see if it works. If I do like this. And uh-oh, why is it's mirrored? I think there's a way to profile. Do you know where we can mirror my video?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Is it recording? Yes, it's recording. Good. Did you teach us yesterday? No idea. But this is a nice classroom compared to that L-shaped.
How many students do you have? I have 13 sections.
32, 33, but today I saw it's 31.
31.
2 students dropped
Okay.
already, so
So there's
which means Coffee Hall 50 will host all, and I will announce that in the slides.
how many reasons to do? Have you
Are you gonna
received
count?
an email from students saying they will not attend?
No,
No.
no, not for this one. I have one who has a family issue, but I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We only have about 20, 25 students.
No. 27. Some of them don't know if it's in person or online. So yeah, there's one student who reminded me, asked me if this is a. So I quickly sent it. What? Yeah, we have the syllabus published. So if they have checked the syllabus, they know it's in classroom.
In person feels much better.
Yeah, of course. Definitely. Hi. How are you? So you will take the.
I hope so, but
I can prepare. Party for you guys.
never thought about that. I figured out.
Yeah. We have 26 or 27 students in class. Is it time? Almost. Let's wait for one more minute. All right. Morning, guys. Welcome to the computer application for bioproducts and biosystems engineering course. I'm C Yan. You can call me C. I put it here, and I will show my face because we are taking the recording. And you can just call me C. And we have Dr. Zhenong Jin here. You can call him Jin. And we have Huajiang Huang here, and you can call him Peter. And we three will co-teach this course. And later on in the course syllabus, the schedule, you can see which week each of us will teach, okay? And for this first class, I would like to first introduce the syllabus, some details in the syllabus. And then we'll talk about why we want to learn programming. And then introduction to Matlab and Excel. We will do some hands-on practice. On my side, if you have your computer with you, you can go through some exercise with me. And hopefully I can wrap up this as a first hour lecture, and then we will talk about more technical numerical analysis, which is solving problems numerically. And the syllabus is on Canvas side. This is the link. How many of you have entered the Canvas site? Okay, anyways, we will go there and check it together. This is where what I can see on my side. And after I click BBE2003 session, I go to the syllabus, which is on top, the first module. And here. So again, this is the instructor information. We have our office listed there. But this semester, we prefer to meet you on Zoom for office hours. But if you feel that you want an in-person meeting, definitely just feel free to send us an email and make an appointment. That's perfect fine, okay? It's just we found that last year when we did the Zoom session for the office hours, we have more students come visit us and ask questions, which is good. Yeah, we feel good about it. So we have 2 graders who are previous students for this course. And this course provides applications of computational methods for solving practical problems in BBE. The types of problems to be solved will involve computational methods, including linear, nonlinear equation solvers, numerical differential and integration, engineering model fitting, and numerical solutions for ordinary and partial differential equations. And the computer software and language that we use are Matlab and Excel. There are some prerequisites. I think all of you should be aware of this. If you have any issues with prerequisites, let us know as soon as possible, since we are still in the first week. And the class schedule, we have in-person lectures like today, 10:40 to 12:35. Actually, I have one more course just after this. So when I teach, I might wrap up a little bit earlier than the 12:35 so that I can run to the other one. And our labs are Friday, 9:10 to 10:55. And some of you might be categorized to the Stockman Hall 35, which is another lab. But we figured that the Coffee Hall 50 can host all of you. So all of you, please go to the coffee hall so that the 3 of us will be there available to help everyone all together instead of having 2 separate labs locations. And Zoom office hours, my time is every Tuesday from 10:30 to 11:30. And Jean's is 9:30 to 10:30. And Peter's is 9 to 10 on Thursday. And the Zoom meeting room is there, but I think we have password, or otherwise we will remove the password. Anyways, we will give you the information if needed. Okay. And this is the grading, which is the important part. We have assignments, mainly lab assignments. So you finish each of the lab and submit through the portals in each of the modules each week. And we will have midterm exam and final exam. And the week of those exams are in the schedules, which I will share later. And we have a course project, which is 15% of the total score. Actually, the course project contains 3 problems for you to solve. And we set different deadlines for the problems. So in previous years, we set all the deadlines to the end of the semester, which caused problem because of the heavy workload during the end of the semester. So this time we will do a better job there. And we will have quiz. Most of the labs will have a quiz ahead. And the quiz will cover knowledge that you learn from that week, okay? So do prepare yourself for the quiz because it takes 10% of the total score. And in total, I think we have 12 or 13 quizzes across the semester. And this is the letter grade that you can get. And the software, we're going to use Matlab and Excel. Excel is widely available on all our computers. And I think many of you have used Excel to some extent. So the major issue most students have is about Matlab programming. So yeah, for me, I'm more mainly responsible for the beginning, starting you on Matlab programming. So let's get there together. And we do use a textbook, which is the Stephen Chapra's Applied Numerical Methods for Matlab for Engineers and Scientists, 4th edition. The 3rd edition has an ebook available. So we're going to use the 3rd edition, which doesn't have much difference regarding what materials we're going to cover using this textbook. So the 3rd edition ebook is shared on our Canvas website. And the objectives of this course, of course, Matlab and Excel, introducing Matlab programming and its applications in solving mathematical and statistical problems. and introducing the software Excel and its applications in solving mathematical and statistical problems. So 2 tools for mainly statistical analysis in numerical, solved in numerical way. And there are some course policies about absence, about assignment, late due dates, something like that. You can check the details offline. And if you have any problems about missing class, for example, we have one student who has family issue. She just emailed me and I said, okay, go ahead, because we will have this session recorded and she can just replay by herself when she get time. But we encourage all of you to come to class because this year is the first year we will plan for the live demonstration of programming for most of the lecture sessions, so that you can see how we program. I mean, age-wise, we are more experienced in programming, right? But for me, I'm still bad at programming a lot of times. I made a lot of typos, grammar mistakes. I have to correct myself from time to time. You can see the frustration there. So that happened to everyone. So no worries there. You just input your time and be patient and just get the practice and get the time input, get effort, okay? And you will get reward. And some statement of academic honesty. There are some statements, and the student with disabilities, please go to the details if you have issues with these. Sexual harassment, and we do respect diversity, and we welcome diversity in class, and especially we have students from all different backgrounds, either how to say, some of you might already have some experience with Matlab programming, for example. In fact, in previous years, we always have a couple of students who are already very experienced in Matlab programming, and they just fly through the whole semester pretty easily. But for most of us, this might be the first time you get to know programming. So let's get patient and get this through together. And this is tentative course structure or schedule. This is week 1. We have syllabus intro, which I just did, and the introduction to Matlab and Excel, and some terms that we introduce in numerical analysis. And in week 2, I will still teach, which is programming basics, including matrix manipulation, looping, and if statement. You don't have to know the terms now. By the time we get to this second week, we will learn together, okay? And then Jean will pick up talking about interpolation, curve fitting, linear regression, and numerical integration and differentiation. And then I will come back with linear algebra equations solved by Matlab and nonlinear algebra equations solved by Matlab. We will introduce several numerical analysis methods that we can use to solve those problems. And then we will have a midterm exam. And then Peter will pick up talking about solving initial value problems using for ordinary differential equations, and boundary value problems for ordinary equations, and the numerical solution for partial differential equation problems, PDE. And then finally, Peter will talk about Excel, using Excel to solve many of the problems that we introduced, problem solving that we introduced using Matlab. So we have roughly 2 weeks for Excel, but based on many students' feedback, many of you will use Excel in your later course in problem solving. So yeah, do pay attention to those too. And we also have a video lecture provided by Jean, which is data visualization. And many of our students say this is a very helpful lecture too. So yeah, but by the end of the semester, we hope that we don't put too much workload on you immediately, like suddenly. Yeah, we found it might be challenging for some of you. And then we will have a final exam. And come back to the slides. So syllabus is there. We just went through, and attention again, all students will go to Coffee Hall 50 for the lab session on Friday. Okay, every Friday you go to Coffee Hall 50 instead of if you have Stackman Hall 35. Ignore that. Go to Coffee Hall 50. Okay. Later I will send an email to remind as well. So something about COVID-19 statement. I don't see a major issue here. I see every one of you have a mask, which is currently required by the university, as you know, right? So and also vaccination is strongly recommended, and at least we all get vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and we got masks. We feel good, to be frank, okay? So no matter you're a cool guy or cute guy, cool as the, who is that? Superman or, yeah, that's the capital or the Superman? Superman, right? Or you're cute as a panda bear, please just wear a mask, okay? And for some of you, if you forget a mask, it's totally fine because we have this extra mask for you. And you can choose you're either a cool guy or a cute girl or cute guy. I'm just kidding. Most of them are just white, okay? And if you do feel some symptoms, not comfortable, you can just stay at home, and that's a very valid excuse of not coming to class. And to make up for the missing course materials, you can just connect with us, and we will provide whatever help we can to get you back on track, okay? No problem there. So next, web programming. These are all like quoted from different resources. Research shows that programming is a launchpad for future career growth, better positions, and higher salaries, to be specific. I think programming is will be as necessary as driving skills in the future. I'm pretty sure about that. Some sort of programming, not saying just Matlab or Python or some other. It's just programming in general. That logic will be in everyone's mind in the future. I believe that. And those who push themselves to learn more about how to code typically see stronger career growth in both IT and other relative fields. I think all of us agree with this, okay? And it's not about just coding, it's about keep learning. Whatever skills, you just keep learning and strengthen your skill so that you can excel in one of those areas. And coding is definitely one of those areas, okay? And since we are all BBE students, I'm pretty sure that you benefit from coding. And in this course, programming and coding is to solve statistical problems and automate solutions. I have more quotes, which is, I actually took an online course from Coursera. The instructor is, was Margarita. And I strongly agree with what she said. Programming skills open up an incredible amount of opportunity. Being able to write scripts and programs that tell the computer to perform a task equips you with an invaluable tool. Not only does it make your work easier and more efficient, it can help you grow faster and advance further in your career and even everyday life. Here I give a very small example from my only daily life. So my daughter, I have a 5-year-old daughter. She went to daycare. Now she's a kindergartner. She went to daycare, and they have this web portal that provide photos from everyday activities. And each day we will enjoy several photos from her daycare, like this. Now you can guess who is my daughter. She has a lot of boy classmates. But anyways, we have these photos, and we have to click And here there's a download button, okay? And also if we look at this is Claire's journal, August. And I can see this many photos. And if I want to see more, I need to load more. Then I have more photos of her from day to day. But each of them I have to click and download. I'll show a cute video. So this is a dance party. Who don't like this, right? We want to save these memories, but we don't want to download them one by one. So the downloading of one picture versus a bunch of pictures are in fact just repetitive actions, right? But if we don't have some technology, we cannot do that. If I were the only person doing this, I will just hit download and download and download. My husband is a data scientist. He found this web crawler, which is a web tool, I think written by Python, probably, which can basically crawl all the web pages from one day of this web portal, and then download all the pictures. And then it will automatically increase the date by 1 and expand and go to the next day and download all the pictures. And our computer, I think, is quite slow. It took us several hours. So once he made the web crawler work for this job, hit download, and it took several hours for us to download the whole year's picture. Imagine how many times it will take for me to download one by one. This is the power of programming. Okay, it can automate those repetitive things by iteratively doing something. And we're going to learn some of those skills to automate some of the numerical analysis or problem solving, statistical problem solving, okay? I hope you enjoyed that. So yeah, my husband didn't learn that web crawler thing before. It's only because he has several years programming experience with Python. And he thought, oh, I can try this. I think it took him 2 or 3 hours, not like immediately, troubleshooting and take some adjustments in the code until it worked for our case, okay? So just be patient for those problem solving. So once you get the time and effort input, you will be there someday. And he's a soil scientist in training, not in programming or even engineering at all. But he could do that after several years of training or practicing using Python as his work tool. So Matlab is not very different from Python. If you know the basics of programming, it can be easily shifted from one language to the next, okay? So the tools we use, Matlab and Excel. So there's one scenario I think right now in your mind. The thought of learning to write a program in Matlab can make you feel a whole bunch of emotion, excitement, or anticipation, that feeling of wanting to dive right in and get going. And also fear, because you don't know, some of you don't know anything about programming yet, right? That's totally fine. You might ask yourself, can I learn programming at all? Or do I have it in me? Some of you might find yourself really talented in programming. I can tell you that because I have my personal experience. I had a college classmate, not direct classmate, from another class. That boy got pretty low GPA and very invisible in his first 2 years in college. And then suddenly in the 3rd year, he started programming courses. Immediately he dived into it and he loved it. And he invested so much time in it. So right after graduation, not regarding the GPA, he got like the best offer in industry among all the classmates in that year. So that's what's happening. So that's like I think you get lucky if you really have this talent in you, okay? But most of us might feel frustrated because of all the bugs or typos or grammar mistakes that we have at the beginning. But I would say don't give up very easily. You can be there, like my husband, who was soil scientist and then data scientist, and now he is mastering programming already. So the answer is yes, you can absolutely program, and the learning how to program can be scary, and for some of you maybe intimidating even, because we have this experience. I don't have this statement in previous years, but then I feel that I didn't give enough warning to our students, because some of you later might find, oh, it's so tough. I'm not into this. I'm not good at this. I don't want to use programming at all in my lifetime. I will have to tell you that that's something you have to avoid. Okay, it's difficult to avoid, but you have to get through it at some point, hopefully. And if you really feel it's difficult, come to us. I'm not a talented programmer, but I use program for my across my education, bachelor's, master's, PhD. I use it for my work, for my research, and I don't come up with the best optimum solution to the problems, but I can still solve the problem using programming after all the years of training. Okay, that's what's happening to me, and now I'm teaching programming, right? So yeah, hopefully you can learn from me, but don't learn the dumb things from me. But there is a philosophy to many work that happen in our daily life or in our work, which is the more rewarding work is usually a bit or more challenging. We all agree with that, right? So, but ultimately well worth the efforts that you put there. Okay, so now we can start. So where to start? Now we can start by installing Matlab software. In fact, these days you don't have to install the whole software on your personal computer, because it takes at least 2 gigabytes of your space. You probably rather use the space for photo or some other stuff. So we have apps to go, which is provided by the university. You just click this open and add the apps to go as an application to your computer. And then you can remotely access Matlab, okay? And if you really want to have full control of Matlab, you can still install the whole software on your end. And we provide the links for both CFANS and CSE students. And these are in the syllabus too, so you don't have to write this down. And the slides will be in the Canvas system too. And for the apps to go, you can download and install the Citrix Receiver, which is an app, basically an app, okay? It requires your university ID and the password to get through. But once you have this information recognized by the university end, you will access several software. For me, I think I can show you. I'm using Citrix 2. I don't have Matlab installed on my computer. Oh, this is the thing. So it's very easy installation of Citrix, but it's a little bit pain to log in each time. I need this verification. So this is what the Citrix Workspace looks like. I hope it doesn't take forever to open. Don't compete with me yet. Let me do it first. It does take forever. But anyways, there are versions, different versions for Windows system and the Mac system. So make sure you click the correct link. And also to have control to have control of the programs or the codes that you already wrote, you need to connect to your Google Drive. So we have a university email, which means you have a Google Drive to use. I don't know for you, I think it's unlimited for all of us. And the piece of code that we write probably won't occupy a lot of your space, but definitely you need to connect with your Google Drive so that you document everything there and you can later on reach your materials there. And to do that, you need to use this link, which is z.umn.edu register Google Drive. Actually, it asks you to, I will open this web page, I think I can, because I didn't put, yeah, it's called Kumo. So basically you just log in, and on this side, you will have the choice of whatever you want to connect. One is Google Drive. That's what I want you to click, okay? And then, oh, okay. This is my Citrix Workspace. This is basically a remote desktop, what the university provide me. And I have several software in use, which are the SPSS and Mathematica and the Matlab. Matlab is what we want to go for. And I just click Matlab and open it. So later on, when you use this app several times, it won't take this long to load, hopefully. Where is it? Starting. Oh, okay. I already started one, although I cannot see it anywhere. I cannot see it. I think it's open in the second. Oh, here. It's just hidden in the back. So this is my Matlab interface. And this is where I type in code. For example, I'll just give a simple example, or I can do it as a calculator. A equals 3 times 2. Anyone can guess what I can return from this? A equals 6. It's a calculator, right? So here is, after you connect your Google Drive, what you are going to do is on this address bar here, I'm going to, instead of using the C drive, I need to go to Google Drive. Here, my Google Drive is I. And now these are what is in my Google Drive. And I have several folders for my BBE course already, I think. I just click the one that I want to save all my work files. It's this easy, okay? So by the end of the day, after you finish, for example, several small programs, very like 5-line programs, and give them a name and save them in this folder, and then you can reopen it in a later time, okay? So now we can just one page for Excel. If any of you think that you need to install Microsoft to get Excel, please go to this this link. It's free for all students and faculty and staff, okay? And now introducing to Matlab. Matlab is a computer program that provides the user with a convenient environment for performing many types of calculations, especially numerical analysis, which is the key knowledge you're going to learn on the data analysis side. And you already see the Matlab interface. I just showed you, I typed here. which is called the command window. And on the left side is my, once I connect to my Google Drive folder, I have all the contents in my folder listed here. And workspace is where the values generated here will be stored. And later on, you will see what will be stored there. Basically, some variable names. For just now, I used the variable name A equals 3, right? So that here it will show A and 3. And later on, I rewrote A equals 2 times 3. Then here it will be updated as name A value 6, because 2 times 3 equals 6. And here is the command history, which shows all that I have typed in before. Okay, and some of them might be wrong code that you want to correct. So no worries with that. Okay, just leave the command history. And also sometimes we use the command history because once you double click one line there, it can rerun that line of code automatically here. So you don't have to type in again the same line. So next is some command window operations examples. And I would like to go through, let me see what time we are at. I think we can go through 3 slides or more. I think we can do more. These are straightforward. So I will have this here. And when you open your Matlab, you might see smaller font because I already put much bigger font here for you to see clearly, okay? And to do that is here. So this interface has a lot of functions. And when I click this here, the reference, do you see my cursor? Preference. There are a lot of things, and one is about fonts. And originally it was 9 or 10 or 11. I changed it to 16 so that you can see easier. Anyways, that's just one example of how you can use the menu bar here. And let's first do some direct calculation in the command window. I'll just copy whatever is in the slides. Let me clear. Oh, you see, it's typo already. It recognized that I had a typo. Instead of CLCL, I need CLC, which is basically clear screen. If I hit enter, it's clear screen. And next, I'm going to do 6 plus 7. If I hit enter, I get the answer to be 13. And let me see. Layout. If I use default, it doesn't show the the workspace. Oh, okay. So these blocks are kind of customized. In this one, I won't have my workspace on the left side. Instead, it's on the right side. So I'm going to move it here for now. As you can see, I have this workspace. As I mentioned, I worked on that A equals 2 plus 3, 2 times 3, which gave me 6, right? So my first variable saved here is A with value 6. And then I have this anonymous, which is just answer. ANS equals 13, this number here, okay? And next, let's do, I'm going to rewrite A again, A equals 4. Now the value of A is changed to 4 already. And if I put semicolon here, semicolon here, then it can, this is called echo printing because this is a automatic print out after I have A equals 4 there. It print out A equals 4. If I have semicolon here, it won't print anymore. Think about the scenario that you have hundreds of lines or 3 lines, let's say. You don't want you don't want each line to print out, right? Then pay attention, you have to put the semicolon in the end of each line so that it won't print on the screen. And then let's do this. A equals 4. Here I use comma. And capital A equals 6 and semicolon. And then X equals 1 semicolon. In this case, only the small a part will print because it doesn't have a semicolon in the end. And you don't have, sometimes you put multiple lines in one line. It's okay. Okay, the program automatically recognizes those separate lines. So here, if I hit enter, you can see that A equals 4 is print, and the rest is not. So are they not running at all? No, you can see it from here. Big A with a value 6, and the small x with a value 1. They're all recorded. Okay? They're all executed and recorded. And also there are some other things you can use. For example, you want to calculate the surface of a round shape, then you can use this pi directly. It's already there. It's like built in that you can directly call. When you type in pi, it gives you 3.1416. That's rounded the pi with 4 decimals, right? And the next. And here, as I mentioned, this is rounded 3.1416. In some cases, you might want longer decimals to play or to use to get higher precision in the calculation. Then you can use this format command. If I put format long here, and then enter pi again and hit enter, now I have a longer pi shown as this, okay? And in fact, there are all different kinds of data types. And these are not universal, but the data type, how to say, the syntax is not universal, which means Matlab might use these, but Python might use something slightly different. But the data, all the data types exist in every programming language. They're very similar, okay? Once you know what are available data formats in Matlab, those are also available in Python and other programming language, okay? For example, long, short E, long E, short G, long G. So most of the time we just use short or long in this course as introductory. We won't go to very detailed other data formats, but now you know there are a lot of data formats exist, okay? And next is, so how many of you have learned linear algebra? I guess many of you, right? Good. So yeah, so if you haven't, no worries, because we will introduce some of those basics when we talk about linear algebra. But here, you know that in linear algebra, there are different data types like arrays, vectors, and matrices. And we can try them in the Matlab. So I will start a new screen, and I will start with a vector, which is A equals, here I use a bracket. The vector is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I don't use semicolon because I want it to print out for you to see. So this is a row vector basically, right? And I can do a column vector, which is 2 semicolon, 4 semicolon, and 6. Now if I hit enter, I get a column vector, okay? As easy as this. Or maybe I can input the row vector and use a transpose and hit enter. I also get a column vector because that's what transpose do, right? So in MATLAB, transpose is just the prime. This little thing here to make it transpose. And next is to input a matrix, which I use the variable name, capital A. The matrix is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure you have those space there, okay? If we miss a space, make it 89. It won't recognize it. Okay, and we can try what will happen if we have that typo. If we have that typo here, okay, instead of A space 9, we have 89. What we get is an error message. And we can just fix our problem either by yourself, or if you really have a difficult time, come to us. Okay, we can find them for you. Sometimes it takes us more than half hour to debug your problems. No worries there, okay? Just come to us. And so here, there are some built-in functions. We will talk about that later. But here is just some example. Who returns all the variables in workspace. Here we have this many variables in the workspace already, right? If we type who and click enter, it can show us what variables we have. This is for people who like large screen, who doesn't like this many tabs here and there, little spaces. They might just hide all of them, don't show them, but they still want to, at some point, they want to see what variables he or she worked on in the previous like half day or 1 day. Then he can use this who to show what variables are there. And there's another one with whos, returns more details about the variables, for example, the value. Let's try this. You see, this gave the name of the variable, the size of each variable. If it's a matrix, it's bigger than 1 times 1. In this case, A is a 3 by 3 matrix. And it gives the bytes, how many bytes it occupies in the storage space. And also it gives the data format. In this case, just double. Oh, it doesn't really give the whole value. For example, for this A, it doesn't give us, but if you want to check what A looks like, and imagine you don't have the workspace here open, but you are using who and whos, and you know, oh, A is the matrix that I'm interested in, what it looks like now after some kind of calculation there. And then you just type A, and it will give you the variable value. And here is a percentage sign. This means everything after this percentage sign is just explanation of that line. It doesn't execute. It's just some notes for yourself and for other programmers who might share your code, use your code, but they don't know exactly what each line is working for. Okay, then they can read the notes after this percentage sign. So here, next we can talk about indexing. Here I just leave A here. And if you have learned linear algebra, you know that you can pull out, you can locate each of these items, each of the items in matrix A. For example, this number 1 is in location 1, 1, right? Because this is first row and first column. How about 8? Who can give me a quick answer? What is location, or what is its index? First row and then column. So it is a third row, which is 3, and the second column, which is 2, right? So the location of it, or the index of it, is 3, 2. Let's see if that's correct. What we do is we use 3, 2. Let's see which number we pull out. Is it 8? So that's indexing basically. And if we want to pull out the 1, 1 position, then we just use 1, 1. And we get 1, which is in that 1, 1 position. This is indexing in matrix. And we also have indexing in vectors, right? In vectors, we just use 1 dimension. This is 2 dimensions, row and column. If it's a vector, then we just use 1 dimension to index anything we want from that vector. So here are some other indexing. For example, if I put A2, comma, and what is this? Colon, yeah, thank you. So if I hit enter, I get, what is this? The whole row, the second row, right? The second row, 4, 5, 6. And similarly, if I put this, what do we get? The third column, right? The whole column, which is 3, 6, 9. You see how it works? Indexing. And there are some other built-in functions, such as zeros and ones, which basically generate the required size 0 matrix or 1 matrix. We can do a quick run. Zeros. I want a 3-row, a 2-row, 3-column 0 matrix. What I put is 2-row, 3-column. And hit enter, I get this. There are 2 rows, 1, 2, and 3 columns. And similarly, we can do that 1. So here I use the upper arrow so that I can reach all the previous inputs that I put there. And I go to this 0s, 2, 3, and change it to 1s and hit enter. I get this 1 matrix with 2 rows and 3 columns. And that's about it. How about we stop here and take a break and come back in 10 minutes, come back at 8, okay, 11:40. Good question, I don't know.
Hi,
Yes.
sorry,
Hi.
I'm gonna come on this side just so I'm not on the screen. I am the one with the class conflict, so
Okay.
I just like go downstairs, which is really nice. At 11:45 is when my class starts.
We'll have recording for this class. I think
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay, cool. And my plan was just to come, until 11:40 and then walk down 5 minutes, if that's okay. So I'll just kind of sneak out during this.
Yeah,
during
sure,
this break.
sure.
Okay, thank you. My name is McKenna, by the way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. So this one time I was trying to download Matlab, so I was trying to make a CSC Labs account, but it's saying for some reason I'm not a CSC student, even though on my iPad it says I am. Yeah. Would you please be willing to sponsor me to say that yes, I'm in CSC?
I don't know, I can solve that problem. Last year, we have at least 2 students. One who transferred from a college, the other who is from the liberal arts college. Yeah. Both couldn't access downloading Matlab. I think they contacted help desk to do it.
It's like,
Yeah.
I've always been in CSC and I've
Yeah.
always been at this college, so I'm just like kind of confused on why it's saying I'm not a CSC user, when on my iPad it's been this way the whole time.
So how about this?
Alright.
You send an email to help desk and copy me so that I know the progress.
Okay.
And let's solve this together. Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know how to solve it.
Yeah, it's like
Each
the whole
year we
time
have a
I was
couple-
like, I wanted to follow along, but I just couldn't download
Oh.
anything, the whole lecture.
Uh,
I have.
Do you have apps to go?
No, I think.
You can do this like quickly during the break. Let's go to apps to go.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, you can just type it in. That will work. Yeah. And now we're logging in. First we need to download. You don't even have to download the Apple app? Okay. No idea. This is new to me. I thought you have to. It seems like even apps to go can be accessed online. Is it?
Maybe you can find someone for that. Excuse me.
他那个应该是 cancellation 没有看，
所以应该跟谁说？
之前哦，
Okay, so do I want to download?
You don't have the Matlab there.
No.
So if you go to desktop, I'll just click around because I don't know what you can see there. I did tell IT to grant access to the students in this class to the Matlab, but I don't know why it's not showing there. Oh, that's okay. I need to solve this before before Friday the lab time. So I will send over an email to IT again to make sure that it shows up in every one of your F2Go. That's Citrix.
All right, so I should ignore this. That's what you're suggesting.
No. I would suggest that you let them know that you have this non-CSE user issue, but you are a CSE student always. You just tell them what's going on and see if they can solve it. Mhm. So my job is to send them another email. So any of you have apps to go already? And have access to Matlab? Yes. If you please raise your hand if you can. Okay. Yeah, we have some students who doesn't have apps to go showing in the. I don't know why. Yeah, you have a question. Yeah. Oh, it's not here. Let me see. Apps to go. Link to your Google Drive. There is a link.
take a picture of that so I don't forget it later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys check out. Do you have any thoughts?
The first app to lock my phone. So I did, and I reset my passwords, I sent the email, reset it, and then this is what comes up after.
You only opened one version, right? Because sometimes I click twice, like trying to check out twice. And the second one will give that failure message, but this one doesn't seem to be. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't see this message before. I think you need to take a screenshot and let IT know. Yeah. And there's so many problems using Matlab each year. I know. It's tough. Yes? Yes, of course. I'll stop it and start a new one.